Good evening and welcome to the stream. It's Friday once again, and that means that it's time for our usual little thing. Now, tonight I am alone. Muxi is away, so I don't have anyone here at the moment. With that, it is possible, I'll try to say it at the end as well, but it is possible that there might be a stream during the weekend, because Muxi will be home by then, but whether or not it happens, I'm not sure. It's also possible I might move my Friday stream to a weekend day instead, for a little bit, because otherwise I'm going to have to do some solo streams. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to announce that on my Mastodon and Twitter when I know what's going on. But tonight I decided that I was going to do it anyway, because there is some new stuff that is going on, and I might as well also tackle that on my own for the stream. I'm not expecting it to be a super long stream tonight, because I am alone, and also how long is the content going to last, basically. But what we're going to look at is Warframe, and specifically the Emissary, where the final episode has arrived now. And that also means that we now have an end date, which is the 13th of October. So on the 13th, the Emissary is going away, so get your rewards before then. That means that you can get the last stuff from this week, of course. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, you can get the last stuff from this week if you haven't finished your acts yet, and then there's going to be 2 more weeks before it ends. It's going to end on the 13th, which is a Sunday, so get in before then if you can. And if you're missing a lot of sending, what you can do is you can do a new thing that came in episode 4, which is infested derelicts. What you need to do is you need to do some infested missions. That gives you a key, and then you can do that, and that gives you 1,500 standing. And while you're doing it, you might also get the what's called the zealots, or as Megan would say, the zealots, to show up, and they will give an additional 200. So yeah, that is basically it. There is always pretty much 2 infested outbreaks going on. You can see the progress bar, and as you can see down in the corner here, you need 3 from a planet in order to get a key, or that is what it is showing you. It was introduced in episode 4, which we will go into in a little bit, and I haven't tested if you can go up to 6 and get another key. We might try that tonight to see, but we're going to get 3 from each to begin with. Another thing we are going to test is, I got a key earlier from Mars, and I wanted to check that I still have it, because in that case you can grind up the keys and then you can use them when you want to. So key is not the zealot. Yeah, there we are. Zealot derelict code. So that's what you need to go to the derelicts. They arrive in your inbox once you've done 3 missions. And they give access to an infested derelict that is orbiting a currently infested planet. You can see here, derelict assassinate. That's the one we will be doing tonight. And then there's also a non-assassination if you're not as confident in yourself. The assassination will come back. Basically, when the Emissary ends, they are going to make it a permanent boss fight. Whether or not they implement it straight away or not, I'm not sure. But they have said that it's going to be a permanent boss fight. I would expect it to be on Eris, because they talk about Eris. But it could also be perhaps in the derelict. But yeah, an assassinate mission. The others are standard mission types, but the special thing is that there is some new enemies that show up. There is the Leaping Thrasher and the Undying Flyer, which we can see over here. The Training Universe. Let's go into here. I don't affiliated, infested. So leaping, we have the leaping thrasher, which is this pleasant fellow. Looks disgusting. It's kind of an ancient sort of thing, but its special thing is it leaps around and it has this arm that it can knock people down with. Interestingly, one thing I want to note is it drops condition overload, which makes it the second monster that drops condition overload, which means that condition overload might now become, granted, a rare or rarer mob, an uncommon mob, but might now be able to get or be gotten on every planet instead of just the Uranus tile set. A skull sticking out of the back. So that's interesting. We also have the Undying Flyer, which is essentially one of the flying Grineer people that shoot rockets at you, but this one will jump around, be annoying, attack you, and if you kill them, they create a pot on the ground, and if you don't destroy that pot, they will just live again. So you need to double kill them. We also have the Zealots. You can see here we have a new one that has come up, which is the Baptizer. Until now we had the Herald and a Proselytizer, Proselytizer, and now we have the Baptizer, which is a purely melee one. But the special thing is that now they come in groups of 3. 2 of them are immune until you kill one of them. Then the others become vulnerable. So then you need to kill them all before they get up off the ground again, because they will do that, and then they will be immune again. So kill them quickly. The annoying thing is they can spawn a little bit away from each other, and that makes it a little more problematic. But nevertheless. Then we also have the Zealot Bastion and the Zealot Prelate. The Prelate is the one that we're going to be fighting. But the Bastion is this very shiny fellow. You'd think that it is easy to find them with all the shiny, but it is surprisingly difficult to get close to them. And then we have this fellow, which is the Zealot Prelate, who carry this weapon, as you can see. Also, Saber Royale. A good one to get. I have not gotten that one yet, but I have gotten a target acquired. But this is a new weapon. It's the Patholist or something. I have the blueprint for it, so we're going to go have a look at it. I don't have all the parts yet. It's possible we might get the remaining parts tonight, but I won't be able to craft them tonight anyway. But let's take Master Pillow here and then have a look at the weapon. So, let's manage to get the ball lodged in the wall. No, it is under melee weapons. It is a glaive, which, according to what I have heard, spawns maggots. Each strike of this infested glaive infests its targets with viral pathogens. Occasionally it discharges the spores of a rabid enemy something. But yeah, all the parts drops from the new boss. It is a main blueprint, also drops from the boss. The subcortex, and then you need 2 blades. They should all have equal drop rate, but it has not been confirmed to my knowledge yet. But yeah. So let's get in on the things. Before we get started on the infested outbreaks though, notice here, not there, there. There is currently an invasion here for a former blueprint versus an Exilus adapter, and we're going to take advantage of that. I have a lot of potential former, so we're going to go for this one. And it also gives me an opportunity to show off Gauss and show off Gauss's weapons, because since last time I've gotten Gauss, and I've also gotten his weapons. I have not fully formatted his weapons, I've only ranked them, so this is an unformatted version that you're watching here, but it's still pretty good. We have the Elytra, which is an automatic rocket launcher that shoots rifle ammunition as rockets. And then we also have this one, which is the Icarius, and that is a dual shot, dual pistol homing missile thing that has a really large blast radius. And the special thing about both of them, well, this one only has 30 ammunition total, but since it's a pistol, it picks up 20 ammunition whenever you pick up ammunition, so 2 canisters and you're completely full. They both have the benefit that if you're using them as Gauss, then you will have improved reload time, but also if you're sprinting, the reload is better. Also, they both have blast radius, and if you're moving fast forward and run into the blast radius, you can kill yourself, but they do have a detonation range. You can see that did nothing, because I didn't shoot far enough away from myself. The same goes for the Elytra. If I shoot far, it gives explosion. If I don't, it doesn't. And this is very simple. It is an automatic rocket launcher, essentially. And I don't necessarily have the best stuff on it in terms of status. Special things is also that the Elytra is a critical weapon, which means that it is ideal for a 100 munition build. And the Icarius is a status weapon, which makes it interesting, because it is a large explosion. And since they are explosion weapons, it goes quite well with Gauss, because, well, it can be a little tough to actually hit things when you're going fast. Especially the Elytra. The Elytra has a larger blast radius than the... not the Elytra, the Icarius has a larger blast radius. Seriously, did you spawn someone behind me? Whatever. Okay, weird. But yeah, the Icarius has a larger blast radius and also has the homing property. But the Elytra draws benefit that it has more bullets, so you can be a little less ammo efficient. The Elytra is a little more measured with the bullets. And it's almost better to not do what I usually do, which is reload compulsively. Because if you can avoid reloading compulsively, you basically don't run out of ammunition, which is quite nice. Unless you're standing still around. But if you bring vacuum or something, it shouldn't be a problem. And even if you don't bring vacuum, if you just pay attention, it should still be okay. Because then you need to watch where the ammunition cases are yourself, of course. Also, if you do shoot them at close range, like this guy, for instance, you will still do the damage, you just don't get the splash damage. Do not shoot them, it's a little hard to see them. There's also another interesting thing, and that is the Carriers does have the homing bullets advantage, which means that it is an ideal candidate to use for the, what is it called? For Magnum Force, which is the corrupted mod, which gives, what is it called, higher damage, basically another serration, but at the cost of accuracy.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
All right. Now we just do that 2 more times. So yeah, the benefit of the thing with these missions is that you need to do them 3 times to get a reward. You get the reward on the conclusion, but the code you receive the moment you do 3. This will not give a code because this is not an infested one. But I still want to get the special one, and if I have the opportunity, you should also go and get it.
Okay, ready to blast these machines into spare parts?
See, there I did manage to take damage from my own bullet. It's possible, it's a little difficult, but Gauss does go fast, so you can outrun your own bullets. So generally I would say strafe or run backwards away from them. I hate when they spawn behind you. It is annoying. Spawn a bunch too. Gauss is definitely fun though. He's not the biggest help to the team, but he's fun.
Fought with honor.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
And also, yeah, I haven't completely finished the Icarius yet. Didn't figure I'd really need to. It's not going to be finished anyway, because it's going to need a few former. Since it is a status pistol, it will need fewer former, so that'll be a benefit. But it will need a couple at least. Especially because if you use Magnum Force, that costs another 14, so that's basically a second serration.
Your job is
That
to
counts up
distract the
quite a
enemy while
lot.
a fellow Tenno operative raids the ship for much-needed supplies. Make your presence known. They've turned off critical life support systems. I suspected they might try this. Stand by for support. I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
Let's use some of the other abilities. So, Gauss's first ability is that one. You can run fast, you can slam into things that damage others. The second ability is kinetic plating, which makes it so that you gain energy by taking damage and also reduces your damage. Your damage is reduced depending on how much you have in your gauge. at the moment. Which currently we can't max it out because we need the 4th ability for that.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
The 3rd ability is this one, which if you hold it down makes that, and if you just click it makes that. The first, the hold down one, is fire. That last one, with just a click, that is cold. If you use both of them, it becomes blast, surprisingly enough. And then we have the last ability, which is very satisfying to cast. But it is a red line. You basically push yourself beyond the limit, and that makes everything faster. You reload faster, you run faster, you shoot faster, you attack in melee faster, and you can push yourself beyond your limit. You can see now I'm 3% over my limit.
Ready for a capsule.
Which also, of course, helps your kinetic plating, because now your kinetic plating takes from more. But if you're not at maximum, when you reach the end of the duration, well, you will lose a bit of your gauge at that point.
Additional life support has arrived.
And of course, the Accelerator here, it is a rocket launcher, which means that it does have reduced maximum ammunition. You see 96 in the magazine. But it takes rifle ammunition, so it doesn't take like anything super rare. So that's why you're not really struggling for ammunition with it. Which you otherwise often would with launcher weapons.
Life support on the way.
Oh, you bastards.
Another life support capsule is now available. You are running out of time.
We need to find some life support. So they will have to wait.
Life support has been replenished. That should keep you going for a while. When you are ready, go to extraction. The raid is off to a successful start.
There we go. 200 standing. Oh. Messed up my jump. The only problem is my waypoint here is bugged, so hopefully we can find the exit. And there we go. Not the best time to get a bug waypoint when you're doing a survival. Alright, so that should be that one done. So, now we have these other two. There's only one going on in each of them, and this one is going to end quickest, so let's start with that one. It is a survival as well at the moment, that's okay.
Distract the infested while a lone Tenno operative hunts for supplies. Set off the alarms to start. A steady stream of toxic spores is being released into the area. Hold on. Emergency life support is inbound. I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
Right now, I would prefer to buy some more enemies.
Prepare for life support.
You see quite a noticeable difference when you redline. But I have not managed to actually keep things maxed while I'm redlining. That's okay though, it doesn't take long to regain it afterwards.
Support capsule is now available.
I don't know if there's something that I'm missing in that regard. Oh.
Impure. The unworthy have no future.
Hello, new local. Let me up.
Support incoming.
That's another benefit of kinetic plating. It failed me at the end there, but if you have kinetic plating, you're immune to knockdown. You can run through lasers. Ancients won't do anything to you. Which is really bloody nice.
I've delivered another life support capsule. On the way.
It's a little hard to hit with the explosion of that, unless you do something like just turn sideways and run into a wall. But it's fun to try. electric bastard.
When you are ready, go to extraction. The raid is off to a successful start.
Also, you can also do short bursts, so you can do like perpetual running, either by clicking or holding down. I find if you're gonna slam into a wall, it's better to just hold it down, because then you're sure to reach your destination. But if there's a door in your way and you're concerned about hitting it, then it can be better to just do a quick burst and then go into perpetual running afterwards. You can see down in the corner now too that we are on 1 of 3.
You must provide cover for a lone Tenno operative. Set off the alarms and keep the infested busy. A steady stream of toxic spores is being released into the area. Hold on. Emergency life support is inbound. The first life support capsule has arrived. Activate it when your supply is low. Life support incoming. Additional life support has arrived.
Oh, that was a friend. One thing Gauss doesn't have so much of is like ways to sustain himself. He does have the benefit that once his, like, depending on how full his gauge is, he will get increased shield regeneration and decreased shield regeneration delay. So that helps, but if you're fighting things that do toxin damage like these guys, then it's not always enough, unless you're very careful. But just another reason to be best school vassal.
Another life support capsule is now available. Life support on the way. I've delivered another life support capsule.
Also, speaking of Tempo Royale, by the way, Tempo Royale is the stance that I'm using here. Definitely my favorite. Also has this one. For some added CC.
When you need it, extraction is ready. The operative has just made their first discovery. Keep up the good work.
Hi, Sean. Alright, just one more. The Lotus is not glitchy currently. It will be if you go in and play your own. The reason Lotus is not glitchy at the moment is because I am using, what is it called, broadcaster mode or something. It basically cuts out a few different things that might cause spoilers for things like storyline and stuff. So just because it adds something, but it doesn't add very much, so better to not spoil things. I figured it's just nice. Okay, so we need one more, but I'm thinking maybe we should mix it up a little bit with a different frame. But who should we be? Who should we be? Let's do a little bit of Olds, of Hildren, I think.
Do you remember the old war?
Well, the problem with doing Atlas is that I don't have a potato in Atlas. Because he's a male frame, so he doesn't appeal that much to me. The only male frame that really has appealed to me has been Gauss.
Distract the infested while a lone tenor
So,
operative hunts for
well, also
supplies.
Umbra to
Set
some
off the
extent,
alarms
but that's
to
more
start.
for lore reasons.
Alright, biologic attacks. Be ready.
So I don't really have a good Atlas build or look.
Toxic spores is being released into the area.
But once we get,
Emergency life support
what is it
using
called,
The first
Atlas
life support
Prime,
capsule
which releases on the
activated
1st,
when the supply is low.
then I'm gonna try to get Atlas, and once I have him, I'm going to throw a potato in him and actually make a proper build. And that's usually what I do with the meal frames, is I get the, oh bastard. I get the Prime version, and then I invest in them instead. I did the same with Wukong. Oh, you bastard.
Life support on the way.
Hildren doesn't really care that much about the magnetic probe, but it does reduce your energy, or rather shield, to 25%.
Another life support capsule.
I mean, I can show my Atlas, but it's not a pretty sight. Because I don't really have the right mods on him, and also I haven't done anything really really about customization. I just threw on some random colours. We can do it just for fun. Could also potentially throw the takes in the menus, and the only thing is that the Prime is about to release in like less than a week, so it's perhaps a little wasteful.
Get ready for a capsule.
Okay, somehow that toxic agent got me while facing away and not anywhere near me.
Additional life support has arrived.
How's the risk of Hildren? If you don't have overshields, which you generally don't against the infested. At least not unless you don't use your abilities. I'll definitely... Well, I'll try to show up Atlas. That definitely would request after I get Atlas Prime.
Prepare for life support.
But still need to actually wait for him to release.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
It's okay. Alright, let's find the exit. Kill this annoying guy.
When you are ready, go to extraction. Our operative is making progress. This will help our
Hold,
cause.
please. And there we go. That is the third one.
Inbox messages await the operator. I wonder what they say.
Dreamer, you've been up to your neck in infested and baby. With the way you've been hitting back, Nora thinks you're itching to dive in deeper. We got more derelicts moving fast. You game? Cellar derrick coat, which again is kind of covered by my shoulder hat. So now we have the derelict code, which means we have access to the derelict. But first, let's have a look here, just for fun. See, not exactly a pretty sight. It is just random colors. But once we have the prime, I will... Momo, hi Mo.
Operator,
I
Orders.
don't actually know if Mook can hear me, so Momo, can you hear me? But yeah, not exactly pretty. But I haven't really tried to make him pretty. I just threw on some random colors to not just be default. I do have a little bit of a build, but nothing special. Vitality, steel fiber, 100 adrenaline, streamline, continuity, intensify. I can try it. Yay! Who can see me? But yeah, of course it loads the advertising. Alright, so that means that we're done on Pluto technically. So let's go to Ceres. Just before that one ends, we are really getting a lot of survivals tonight. Nice. I hope that it holds up so we can keep on watching. I can barely remember how to play Atlas.
Your job is to distract the enemy while a fellow Tenno operative raids the ship for much-needed supplies. Make your presence known. They have just shut down all systems. I'm sending life support capsules your way.
Holy butts, he's slow.
Life support capsule has arrived. Activate.
I have a Malcolm's oration on. We have buggers. Oi. Okay. What are they all at? One of them committed suicide.
Capsule.
Okay. Second one is the wall, I think. Third one is the petrifying stare. I'm gonna need a few people to actually use that.
Another life support capsule is now available.
And then 4 is the rumblers. I need some flow on him. I do not have enough excess energy.
Tenno, prepare for life support. Additional life support has arrived.
Yeah, it's a little bit to have normal lotus. But for the sake of non-spoilers. scan something.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Alright, let's make our way to the exit. Also kind of tempted to make like a joke Atlas build, because if you use Atlas's Rumbler augment, instead of getting 2 Rumblers you get a single Rumbler that also varies in size depending on your strength. So if you make a minimum strength one, you have like a tiny little Rumbler. But it would be kind of gimping yourself while doing it. But it could be funny. I do really wonder how Atlas Prime will look like. You can see Atlas has rocky pants. And usually those kind of effects gets goldified. So I'm expecting to have golden rocks for your legs. I don't know with the Rumblers. Could also be we get primed Rumbler instead. But there's always some kind of prime touch. Mobile defense now.
This is a mobile defense mission.
Yay!
You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Choo-choo! I like this one.
I need access to a terminal.
A little weird that you're
Find
spinning
one
on your
and
butt.
patch me in. Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Doesn't really make sense to pick that up, but it's happened. Well, it's just I don't have a lens on the Icarius and it's not full rank anyway.
Terminal hacked. Keep moving.
Yes, please. Don't say no to cells.
Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position. I'm in Tenno. This will take a moment.
Oh boy. One fun fact, if you enjoy playing Atlas, is that his first ability, the landslide, will take on your combo counter for your melee weapon. So it's a good idea to build your combo counter and go melee with Atlas. One of the best weapons to do it is strangely enough, the Venka, even though it technically takes more from impact damage, which the Venka doesn't have. It has, but not very much. So a fun little thing you can do is you can build your Venka, or Venka Prime, rather for impact damage instead of what you usually would, which is slash damage. And then the impact will still count up for your landslide. But the reason why you want to use the Venka Prime is because the Venka, unlike other melee weapons, increases its combo counter faster, so you can get your damage up higher quicker. But I don't really have the energy here to play around with a whole lot, so we're just dealing with it.
And prepare to defend.
Proper not fat, just fluffy.
This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend. The odds were
And we're
against
done.
us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
At least with this mission. Alright, I think we need one more. And then we can continue.
This is a mobile defense mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
I remember these monsters from long ago.
Oh. Yes, please.
Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Oh.
We are finished here. Move on. This will only get more difficult. Get
Oh.
to a terminal and prepare for enemy resistance.
Attack us.
That is one thing that could make me play Atlas, that is playing with ball.
Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position.
Why did my rockets go down there?
This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend. Terminal hacked. Keep moving.
We'll see how Atlas Prime looks though. He does look alright, but he's still a big burly man.
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get
We'll
ready
see what
to
I can do
defend.
with him.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Oberon.
The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
You can aim, glide, summon rumblers. I was wondering. The benefit with doing that is that you can move yourself in a direction that you want to go, cast a stationary ability while still moving. So that can be beneficial. Some abilities require you to be on the ground though. But apparently not rumblers.
Check your inbox, operator. Maybe orders will get a message.
Nora Knight. Alright, so we should now have 3 keys. And we have done both of the ones we have available at the moment. They do cycle fairly often, so you can get more than 2 keys per day, but it will take a couple of hours before they cycle. And as I said, there is 2 derelict missions. They will be on either of the planets. So here and here. This was assassinate earlier, now it's defense, and that's because there's always one assassinate. How did you get me clicking there to whatever? But there will always be one assassinate. Hello, Nikki. But yeah, there will always be one assassinate and one regular mission now. So we will be doing the assassinate mission because that's the new boss. But before we do that, we're gonna switch frame for variety, and also because the gear that I have here is not really picked for a boss. So yeah. We are gonna go in as Spoopy Papa, which is technically not really built for boss either, but I've defeated the boss with this gear, so we're gonna do it again.
Operator, you have
And then we're also going to actually watch the thing. I think we were at episode 3 last time. Nick's Farming Paradise? What do you mean? I don't think Nyx would bring anything specific to the boss fight. But we're gonna do the episodes.
Nora's got the goods for one.
Last time I think it was at 3.
Who's it gonna be?
Now we're at 5. As I said earlier in the beginning, we now have an end date. It ends on the 13th, which is Sunday, 14 days. Yeah, Invasion Butt Buddy Nation. But we're going to watch the first 3 again, and we'll watch them manually instead of watching them all together, just so we can comment on them. But the first 3 will take pretty quickly, and then we'll take 4 and 5 one by one. So let's get started.
Dreamers, you know about the infestation, right? Spreads like a month-old salad with genocidal intent. Swallows everything it touches, making monsters from meat or metal or both. Well, these days it's mostly contained. Spores as old as stone, derelicts drifting in forgotten orbits. So it was with old Kanga, somehow exposed and promptly cast out. Woke up on a blessed cage drop down to Eris. But should some sad soul catch the gray vein, well, every culture has its plague dogma. But maybe there's something more to this infestation, something we all missed. Turns out, Kanga didn't find void in that hell nest, no. He found a survivor. Little boy, Arlo, died 3 years ago. Yet there he was. Lost his voice, but gained his life. And somehow saved old Kanga with the slightest touch of his slender hand.
Also lost his head. If you didn't notice, his head was off his body.
My mother was a cynical woman, smart as she was cruel. Nora, she said, no disease spreads faster or further than the ones in our head. She was talking about ideas. Mine was that old Kanga and his Wonder Boy would have been splayed out in some bio-trader's lab by now, or blood studies for the Grenier Command. Dreamers, I was wrong. Kanga's gray vein was just the beginning. White lung, parasitic liver, clone rot, even bone spurs. Turns out this kid, Arlo, is a healer. So many questions. An idea like that is like a flare dropped in Vol gas. Now the sick and curious are flocking the rails to see this emissary of Eris. And who speaks for Arlo the Mute? Why, old Kanga, of course. No more the outcast. It is he who is spreading the word of Arlo's gift. Even you, dreamers, may soon hear it.
Doesn't he just look so trustworthy?
Whether you're bad news first or bad news last, tonight I got you covered, 'cause bad news is all we got. This emissary's word is spreading fast. A hot fever. Some are going to extremes to prove their devotion. Trying the spores for themselves. And they're finding it too. Some lunatic spikers jacked the solar nav and flagged the derelict zones for all to see. Old haulers and new hopefuls out there are proving just how smart most people aren't. Yet Kanga's ranks are growing. Arming themselves for the safety and security of our emissary. Setting the stage for a great assembly to come. Buzz is Arlo will break his silence. Till then, dreamers, check under the bed. A fresh brood is sprouting up along the rails. And it seems they have the scent of those blessed by the emissary's touch.
Okay, so up until this point, in episode 2, we had the devoted showing up, and they would resurrect us in mission and help us and stuff. And then in episode 3, all of a sudden, we have the proselytizer and the herald showing up to try to kill us. Then we get to episode 4.
Y'all did see this coming, right, dreamers?
Mm-hmm.
Surely did, but not like this. A grand gathering before the emissary and his speaker. Standing room only. Bodies pressed to bodies. A great overheated mass breathing as one. Waiting for their beloved healer mute to speak. Kanga hushed the crowd. He shed his mask, and there he was, laughing at them. Sick as the day he was banished. More. His retribution was at hand, born of a virus spreading further and faster than spore and space ever could have. Arlo. And in that stunned silence, Arlo himself made a sound. Not a word, but a stifled gag. A swollen choke as he opened his mouth. And there it was, pointed, black, a tongue, but not, snaking and bulging and splitting him apart. I looked away then, I had to. But that sound stays with me. Not the sound of human terror, bad as it was, but what came after. The grinding wet, the rattling flutter, the congregation converted in the truest sense. Dreamers, you all got your work cut out for you. Though this movement has lost its head, the body still lingers.
So it turns out that, Arlo needs a mint. That Kenga had only pretended to be healed and made up this whole story about the healer. And got his vengeance by getting a lot of people infested. Basically getting them to throw themselves at the infestation. At this point the infested mission showed up. We could do the 3 missions and then we got the key to go in and do the mission which gives 1,500 standing. Which is a third of a standard act in a week, so pretty good, especially because you can grind them a lot. But they showed up, but also the baptizers showed up, because we had still the proselytizer and the zealot, or yes, as Megan would say, the zealot. They would still show up, but now they have the baptizer along, and that means that 2 of them are invulnerable until you kill the 3rd, which is bloody annoying. And then we get to the final episode.
It's a bad cycle, Dreamers. Arlo's devoted had a party and you're on cleanup detail. Derelicts are threatening every settlement from Mercury to Eris. And my sources say you're uniquely qualified to contain them. Meanwhile, I've been thinking, not about Kanga, but about what he actually found down there. Arlo, whatever he was. Some kind of lure? An evolution to bait us in? Is there more to this infestation than fangs and acid? I know what my mother would say. The people saw what they wanted, heard what they hoped, and human nature did the rest. Still, I'm hearing rumors. The mass on Eris is in turmoil, and nobody, but nobody wants to check it out. It's seething. And if it's not thinking about this whole ordeal, baby, it's feeling it. This is Nora Knight, saying for now, dreamers, so long and hold on. And listen, should you ever happen upon some vacant-eyed little kid someday, whatever you do, don't take him home.
Oh, I hope it doesn't cause too much trouble, but at least you can see it tomorrow as well. But now we're gonna go and do the boss fight.
Till then.
I think this was where it was. So we are going after the Zealot, or the Celloid Prelate. It's a Zealot, but a Celloid. That's good.
Welcome. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Eris, we come.
Domestic is good. Quiet and creepy. Also, there's Kavatsi if you want to scan them, by the way. You're not. Stage 2. At this point you saw that aura, that means that they're all invulnerable. Can't be killed.
Bastions protect the congregation.
And so is he.
They must not steal our life.
There you go. Surprisingly difficult to see them because of all the particles. So he drops a light, and when we are close to enemies, we can kill them. Now we have discovered that, now we can go and kill him. But only for so long. Damn it. Just gonna do the flash. Stop him from healing. The reason why I'm using my my Sephon Soul is because it's an Arcana, and if you have a Malcolm Daiku whatever, then you get lifesteal, which is quite nice. Don't protect Arlo's frame.
We shall wash the self out of you.
We're getting close. Damn it. Fuck's sake, these bloody vines. So yeah, Reddits have a quick kills during the healing phase, and Nikana for dealing with this guy. Got him. Now they're all vulnerable again, but we have no reason to really stick around. And we got another blueprint. Not what we need, but it's random chance. Looks like they messed up the icon a little again in the latest hotfix. It's a little squished. Alright, let's do that again.
You are welcome. From Eris we come. You are beautiful.
It's just in here.
Bastions protect the congregation. They must not steal our light.
Oh, cells.
Arlo's flame protects us, and us it.
Don't waste time on the normal infested. Damn it, would you stop moving around?
You have not earned his gift. Give to me.
I'll get one of them. It's okay. I think as long as he doesn't get them all, you're still making progress.
We shall wash the self out of you.
Back at them. Got them. Don't live again. That should be all of them.
They must not steal our light. Paradise comes for you. His light is not
Got him.
for you. Protect Arlo's flame.
Ah, you bastard. Alright. Oh, there's one of the special ones. If you kill them, they make an infested spawn pod. If you don't kill that, they will just respawn. There's the other one. This one also drops sigils, by the way. Though it's the Thrasher sigils, so probably not one I will ever use. Oh, we got a blade. And then I just need one more blade. Last Celid code. I was a little unsure there. Was it Celid or was it Celloid again? Not sure Celloid is actually a word. But it wouldn't be the first time that DE invents their own words.
Welcome. From Eris we come.
Could you stop making so much flash effect? Bloody hard to see you. A celluloid? I think so. I think that is a thing you use for photos.
They must not steal our light.
There it is. Did you come after me? You certainly did.
I retrieve. They must not steal our light.
What are you doing in here?
Value yourself worthless.
I wish you wouldn't do that. If you look away, classic gaming style, but if you look away from the blast before he does the whole flashy flash, then you won't get blinded by it at least. One of them.
Arlo's flame protects us, and us it.
Also, if you watch the minimap, the other guy here, he will be in the center of the zone.
We shall wash
Cells.
the self out of you. You have not earned his gift. Ask him, be generous.
Oh, no, that was not the guy.
Protect Arlo's flame. Paradise comes for you.
Stop jumping around. It's itchy. Oh, very smart. Alright. And another main blueprint. So, not finished tonight. But just missing one part now. And as I said, they have said that this will be a permanent boss fight. Whether or not it's enabled right after the end of the Emissary, if we have to wait a little bit, we don't know. But if I had to guess, it's probably an Eris. Either Eris or Derelict because of the tile set. But we'll see.
Hanging on in a system on fire. Thanks to the good.
15.9, so I'm not gonna make another during the stream, definitely. Hi, Moss. Still letting Moss just be a papa. Get the ball, Moss. Moss is more concerned about running in circles right now. So...
Operator, the system needs you. Will you begin another mission?
one more part and then we can make it and see what it actually does, but regardless, it takes 24 hours to build it. I'm not going to rush it, so we wouldn't finish it tonight, but should have it by next time we make a Warframe stream, which I don't know when that will happen yet, because this, what is it called, this Nightwave is about to end, so won't be content from that, and I think the new content that is coming is still a little bit away. We do have what is his name, Grendel, coming up before terribly long, but it should still be a little bit. And then we have the new war and stuff coming, but that's all a little bit away still. It's all looking to be end of year at least. But we'll see, there'll be a dev stream next Friday, so we will probably get some news there. But yeah, other than that, like, it's limited how much we really have to do in Warframe, because like the only thing I really have is Mastery coming up, and I could be there in a couple of days if I wanted to. The main thing that is holding me back is time. Not time to play, but time to craft things. Basically, this would be a little over 4 Warframes or 8 weapons. So, not very much. And I have an arc weapon, or an arc melee weapon, and an arc gun that I need to finish. That'll get me a little bit more. Moss will get me a little bit more. And then we have other stuff coming up. I could breed more pets, but I'd like to take my time with the pets and give them their own time. So we're getting there, but I'm in no hurry to reach it. I don't really understand people who grind it. But let's have a look here. So...
It's that time again, dreamers.
Nightwave, as I said, will end on the 13th, which is 14 days after day after tomorrow. So this week and then 2 more. Ends on a Sunday. So make sure you spend your creds before then. Get the last bit in you want to reach. If you haven't reached your, what is it called, your maximum rank here, you can get that in before then. The derelicts can definitely help you reach it. Not a big fan of many of the things, but I still like to have them, just to have them. Like, this is disgusting. This is okay. But I don't really use Sentinel armor, because I don't really use Sentinels all that much. This is disgusting. I only would use it one place. I would never use this. If I had a good place to use it, maybe, but the handle buggers me, or bothers me. Like, the handle here, if you look at it. Like, if I swing this thing, this blade is gonna slip right out of my hands. There's nothing to keep my hands, like, in a safe grip around this weapon. So that bothers me. And then we have the Spore Ephemera, which, again, I will use it at one place, and that's Nidus, because he's already disgusting, so I don't have to worry about it. But there is a couple of interesting things, like this one is kind of okay. There's others I like more, but if you don't have a scroll. And then there is, of course, the mods, and I'm always a big fan of weapon augment mods, because that makes the weapons do different things, and that is fun. So we have efficient beams, which makes the Convectrix only consume ammo when it is dealing damage, which is really useful for it because it has that scissor beam. So, like, if you just do the one where it scissors in and then is a beam, you're not losing ammunition while it is tightening itself, but it also means that you can use the AoE cutter for a room without wasting a bunch of ammunition on it. So that's quite nice. I don't know if there's, like, once you've dealt damage it will go for a little bit after or something. I don't know how that works, but it definitely helps the weapon. And then we also have the 150 status chance, which is definitely nice, because that means that you basically only need 2 60-60 mods in the Convectrix to reach 100% status chance, which you do want to reach because it is a technically a shotgun. It is a dual beam weapon, which, since it is a beam weapon and it only has 2 beams, you technically don't need it that much, but if you can get the 100%, it means that they're not sharing the percentage anymore. All of a sudden, both of them are 100%. And that's because one beam cannot reach 100% status chance without both of them having to be 100% status. Because if it is not 100% status, then neither of them would be 100%. Just math. And logic. Then we have Exposing Harpoon, which is for the Harpack. And that means that when you pull an enemy, that is whether or not you succeed in pulling, which means it also works on bosses who are normally immune to CC. So you can hit them with the harpoon, and then you can continue shooting with 300% extra critical for 10 seconds. But in regular gameplay you can also just pull an enemy and then have the critical. So quite nice. I have not played around with it yet, but I would like to play around with it. It definitely makes the weapon more interesting, because the weapon is interesting in itself, but this adds a little bit more to its unique mechanics. Then we have Meticulous Aim, which is for the Volcar, and this one is... it is tough, because the Volcar, specifically the Volcar Wraith, it's a good sniper, it's not a bad sniper, but it has 3 augment mods now. One of them is technically not a Volcar augment, it is the target thingy, which gives extra headshot damage, and that goes to all snipers, not just the Volcar, but counting that in as an augment, that makes the Volcar, like the Volcar has bonus damage on headshots already. And then you have the, I think there's a new Loka mod for it, which gives it dead aim. Dead aim goes for any shot, but that also goes for the headshots, so you get 60 bonus damage with the 70 on top of it, so that adds a bunch of damage to your shot. And then you have this one, which had 105 headshot damage, but at the cost of body shots. So basically, if you're confident you can land headshots, this target acquired, or whatever it's called, and the last one, the new Loka one, will all make it like, it will make it a pretty good sniper, but you need to land headshots. And the problem with that is some enemies are not vulnerable on their heads, like Moas, so that's a problem. And in other situations, like hunting Eidolons, well, you're not shooting at the head for most of the fight, you're shooting at Zenovias, or radiators, so you won't get the headshot damage there. So it is very conditional, but it can make it a decent sniper for just general play. So if you like the Volcar, or the Volcar Wraith, then definitely worth it. I'm still considering whether or not to equip it. I feel like the Volcar needed for getting a little bit better, but it is a lot to invest in it. But yeah.
That's all from me.
But yeah, that is most of what I wanted to cover tonight, really. So let's see. Have we said everything? The Void Trader, Barrow, is here. He has some new decorations this week. Nothing too fancy. I guess we can go take a look. Then we have the Prime that gets changed on Tuesday. That means that Mirage goes away. So if you haven't gotten her, last chance to get some relics, though you can also get it from other people's relics, it's just more unreliable. Then we have, what is it called, Atlas coming out, and the current one, which is Wukong, goes out of the one where you can buy it, so his accessories will not be available until he is vaulted and unvaulted again. So if you want the accessories, go for them. I don't feel like they are that great, so yeah.
The wait is over, Tenno. Varro Keetir has arrived.
But yeah, there is the Sagluxum ornament, which is a weird hexagonal spinny top. There is the Devat Luxum, which is a dodecahedron, I think it's called, if I remember correctly, that glows. Kinda nice. It feel like it's a lot of money for just a standard decoration, but if you like it. And then speaking of, we have the Volcar Wraith this week or weekend, and it's not a bad rifle or sniper, but it is not the best sniper. But it is better than the standard Volcar, and it is still pretty good. If you like snipers, go for it. But up to you. We have the Viper Wraith. Hard to make that one really good. It's just not good. But if you need the mastery, Pistol Gambit, Slip Magazine, and the Bane mods, which is rifle damage to factions. EOS, armor set and armor pieces. If you're interested in more than a couple, I would suggest buying just the pack instead, because otherwise you're going to pay more for it, and if you ever want to get the other pieces you end up having to pay more than a pack. But if you only want, for instance, the chest piece, then you can just get the chest piece. But it is a little pricey, because otherwise you're buying the chest piece and the left and right shoulder by themselves. But if you don't want the leg thingies, which are a little weird, you could save a little. Nexus Gene Masking Kit, Lisette Sidonia, Sonical Exodus, Prisma Uro, which is the weird bony one. Siphos Prisma, Kitir Presence, which is the thing that he's standing there doing. We mainly use this one to like creep people out. And then of course a 3-day booster. So those are the things that we have.
Now you have something to work toward.
He's such an ass. Yeah, we've used it a bit. Also, I can't remember, I don't think last stream we showed the new emote, which was the Shawson one, but there's been a change. They changed it from using the mouse to now using the arrow keys, and that actually makes it a lot easier. Which I say, and now I probably mess it up, but oh, I missed a button. Damn it. Not perfect. But it is a lot easier to do now. Damn it. Damn it. I don't feel that should have been a 4, but fair enough. You don't feel like you should get 5 without doing it perfect. Feel it's too easy to get 4. But one more thing I wanted to do before calling it off as the last thing is I wanted to do disruption. So let's suit up for disruption. I could use Wisp, but I don't want to use Wisp for it. I would like to use Gauss. All right. I feel like I should bring a different rifle.
Ordis wonders, what are you thinking about?
Just because I will be facing nullifier bubbles, and explosive and nullifier bubbles has never been a good mix. So I want something that can take down the nullifier bubbles quickly, and is little better than a Tiburon Prime. Because if you're not familiar with it, the nullifier bubble, basically how it works is it takes whatever shot hits it, and then it cuts the damage down to a maximum. If more bullets hit it at the same time, it is counted as one bullet. So that means if you hit it with a shotgun that shoots multiple pellets, it's still just one bullet. If you, however, use something that is a burst fire, which shoots multiple bullets, but one after another, then it's multiple hits, and each counts separately. And that's exactly what the Tiburon is. So, we want to go to Lure. Basically, Disruption is a really good place to get relics. And the reason why I want to do it now is because last time we did it, I hadn't quite understood how Disruption rewards actually work. So, we're going to demonstrate it. How it works basically is that for every round the rewards change. So for the first round you have a rotation or you have an opportunity of AAAB, which means that if you complete all 4 conduits you get the B reward. But if you fail one or more, but if you fail at least one, then you get the A. From rotation 2, then you get AABB, which means if you want rotation A, you have to actually lose 2 conduits on purpose so that you can get it. And then from rotation C, you have ABBC, and then from the rotation 4 and onwards, you get BBCC, which means that if you want C, you can still lose one without getting less rewards. Moo papa. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to play 2 rounds, and in the first round I'm going to go for rotation B, which is a Meso relic, and then in the second round I'm going to go for rotation A, which is the Lith relic. But yeah, it's a really good way of getting relics. I was specifically looking for Lith L1, and it just so happens that it actually drops faster on Mars, because for some reason it's twice in the drop table. Don't know why, but it is. But I actually did it down on Uranus because up here there was a what is it called? The dark sector where his weapons dropped, and I still needed those. But if you need Gauss, it's Setna. If you need Gauss's weapons, it's Uranus. If you need specifically Lith L1, it is Mars. And if you need relics in general, Uranus is not a bad place to get them, because Dark Sector also gives more drops of other things, and there's not really any messy drops, like things like Jupiter has some mods in the drop table. Lua has the Lua lens, which if you want the Lua lens, go for it. I already have so much focus that I don't really feel like I need the Lua lens, so it's just a step that I don't really need. So for now I'm just staying with the Eidolon lens. I might toss a Lua lens on Cora Prime when she eventually comes out one day in like 3 years. That's probably when I'll use it, because Cora is my favorite frame. But yeah, so let's see what we can do. So we go for rotation B, and then we go for rotation A, or a drop B, drop A, because it's not rotations in the same way as other missions. The only thing with it is that you need to pick and choose what conduits you lose if you're trying to purposely lose some, because there are some that hurts losing more than others if you're trying to go long. If you're trying to get Lithrals, you're not getting anything out of more than 2 rounds, so do 2 rounds and then leave.
Put the key in and you can pull the shinies out.
because from rotation 3 you get one, like you have to get one conduit and all others have to fail. And sometimes they get stuck and then you accidentally get a conduit and that messes you up, so you're wasting time. So it is better to make sure you don't wait for the last conduit to lose it, but lose the ones that doesn't hurt you as much.
Specifically designed for the
Alad.
Things might get a little weird. Conduit keys are carried by high-ranking
Muckety Mucks.
Knock them down. See what they've got.
Oh, there's a key.
First key. Right. Find a matching conduit.
Aye.
Demo unit.
Robotic onslaught.
And take you with it. Keep it clear of that conduit.
There's also another nice thing about Lua specifically, other than the Lua lens, and that is... if you... what is it called? If you want, or still need the war, for instance, so you need an extra broken war, well, you will know that you need to farm conquer lists. And conquer lists are arses, because normally you go into a mission and then oculists might spawn, and then you get one sentient plus one per player in the squad, of which one, this test, so of which both of them can be either or a conquerist or the other one. What is it called? Battlist? And only the conquerist drops it, and it drops it at 1%, but 1% for either part. So they're 50-50, so that means 0.5%. That's a little ridiculous.
Hear that beeping? Demo unit's on its way.
Oh, so you don't have to worry about the normal enemies here, by the way. They're just nuisances. Thank you.
Demo unit incoming. Don't let them near the conduit.
Okay, so we just need to succeed the last conduit and then we get a rotation B. Which, had I known that the red conduit was the one that was closest here, I would have brought this key first.
so keen to make the sale, he didn't close every
So see, now we have a 50% resource boost.
sloppy hotshot.
Technically you would like resources, but this might be a good one to lose. We got a meso, that's a rotation B.
And try again.
Now to try rotation A. So each conduit gives either a positive or a negative. And what that means is if you fail a negative, it sticks. And if you complete a positive, it sticks. So losing a positive, like the resource boost, that's fine because it just means that you don't get the bonus. But we can live without the bonus. So that might be a good one to lose. So let's see here. 10 speed boost. I can live without speed boost, but I like the zooms. So I'm gonna keep this. This would be one I might normally like lose on purpose because it would be a good one, but I can't say no to more zooms. Oh, you bastard. Not the zooms.
Demo unit coming in fast. That thing blows and you can kiss a conduit goodbye.
There's a shield drain. Ow. Yeah, that one hurts a little bit. So I'm gonna lose this one. The shield drain is kinda ass, but if I win this one, then I have to lose both of the last two, and I don't want to risk them. So even though this one will actually hurt me a bit, because shields is my main defense, then I am going to purposely lose it. Give me a key, please. Thank you.
Hear that beeping? Demo unit's on its way.
You bastard. Nullify a conduit. So, nullifying conduit. Actually, I can live with nullifying conduit, so you go ahead. So I'm just going to go to the last one. So because we're losing that one now, this one will... actually, this one would be better to lose. Because I'm not really using my abilities to kill, so it doesn't matter.
Conduit blown. Find another one.
Come back here, you bastard. Technically I can lose this conduit without any problems, because I did capture one. And both 1 and 2 will give a rotation A, but just for the sake of it, A. Lithrelic. Also, if you want the Lua lens, it's on rotation C, so you do need to go at least 3 rounds, and from the 4th round you get you can lose one without losing the chance. So yeah, that's how it works.
Bulk signal returns. Dig in. We've got as much as we're getting, Hotshot. We are a vapor trail.
So the purpose for the rotation thing was more to show that I could get a rotation B from round 1 and a rotation A from round 2 if I want to. I could also get A on both of them, which is what I did because I needed lith relics. But it actually means that this is a really good place to farm lith relics. Before you had to do interception and then you could do the first 2 rounds and then you had to leave and then return. But here you got more control over things and you don't have to run around as much. So it's just plug it in, sit, wait, listen, find them, kill them. There is a visual indication and there is an audio cue if you have a headset. I strongly recommend a headset when you are doing disruption. You can do it without, I've done that multiple times, but it depends how observant you are, because there can be a lot of things going on the screen, so that can make it a little difficult. But yeah, that is how disruption works. So AABB, AAAB, AABB, ABBC, and BBCC. That's the rotations. So let's go down to Moss and then I think we will call it off.
Do you remember the old
Master
war,
pillow.
Operator? Orders seems to have misplaced those memories.
Alright, Moss is a snooze. So, let's get the ending screen on and let's get some ending music on. So, that is it for tonight. Not the longest stream, but as I said in the beginning, I wasn't expecting it to. But yeah, that is the last of the Emissary. And as I said, it ends on the 13th, so if you haven't finished what you wanted to finish, you get in on it. You still have this weekend for this week, and then you have 2 more weeks to do it. And if there is not enough standing in those, you can do the invasions. There's always infested invasions that you can do. But you do need to wait a couple of hours before you can do the next batch. Actually, I was talking about doing the extra 3 and seeing if it works. Don't want to do that now. It's too late. But yeah, so the 13th, Sunday, 2 weeks ahead is when it happens. And Atlas comes on Tuesday. So, keep an eye out. And I think that is everything. So, as I said last time, in the beginning of the stream, whether or not I change Friday streams to a different day, I don't know yet. I might, because Muxi is currently out on Fridays, so that means that my usual person to stream with is not here. So that means a lot of solo streams. It also means Muxi might not even be able to watch, and would be nice to be able to. So whether or not I continue doing Friday streams and then do other streams as well, or if I move it to a different day, I haven't decided yet, but it is an option, and I will announce it on my Mastodon and my Twitter if I do something like that. But for now, let's say continue it with Friday streams and see how that goes. So that means that the next planned stream will be next Friday, but there might be something this weekend, and it might also change to a different day. Anyways, I'm gonna get going, stop babbling, say thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed yourselves, and I'll see you again next time. What we'll play next time, I don't know. I kind of want to play more Sharklight, but that is one of the ones where I would like Moxie to be able to watch it, so it might not be on a Friday, but we'll see. Moxie managed to show up tonight, so it might be possible, but we'll see. I'm gonna get going. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye everyone, and good night. Bye.